We live in a mixed capitalist system here. This is moderation, and what we're talking about now is moderation. You need both government and business working together to come together in moderation. Obviously, you can't have one taking the lead as opposed to the other.
Then what is your perception of the city council? Well, is it pro-business or anti-business?
Oh, it's definitely anti-business. Let me give you a very specific example. Piper's Pavilion, beautiful, beautiful club over in Old Bowie. Anybody who goes in there, you can see the beauty of what the Pipers did there. And the city of Bowie, the city council fought them like you wouldn't believe. And they harassed the Pipers using. Oh, it's not baloney.
If you'd have listened to that dialogue, that discussion, everybody that came up and complained and opposed that were people who lived in that community. The people who were for it were for people that were either connected with the Pipers or had received a quality service.
I wasn't connected with the Pipers.
But you didn't live in the community.
The role of this city.
I live in Bowie.
You didn't live in Huntington.
Let's one at a time.
Is to look at the issues and decide what's best for the community. The role of the city in that thing was to listen to that community, and they came out in mass and said, this is a problem, the hours proposed are a problem, liquor licenses are a problem, this is a residential community, and it's our role to listen to that.
Okay. Mr. Twigger, would you comment on that discourse?
I would like to.
Is the city of Bowie, the city council, anti-business, or is it anti-development?
I don't
think
the city council as a group is anti-business.
Then you say individuals are.
I think some individuals on the city council
Who are
anti-business.
Please.
And I think the perception is clear in that area because there's certain individuals on the city council who beat up on developers or business people. God knows where will we be if they beat up on Mr. Bill Levin. Wasn't he a developer?
I'm not. I think the beater-upper is. I'd like to address.
That's one of several false charges that are made by people who do not attend city council meetings and watch what's going on.
But I do.
Well, I'm not insulting you, sir. I'll tell you what. You know what? I think the citizens of Bowie are being insulted by this charge. Not me. The citizens of Bowie. The City Council of Bowie has acted with the state and the county. Let me go right back to the new interchange of 197 and Route 50. That was specifically put in there as a public infrastructure to support the development of the new town center. The City of Bowie, working with the county and state again, put in a new interchange at Bel Air Drive and Route 3. We ran the water over there. The public infrastructure is available around Bowie like they wished it were available in Northern Virginia. So I think that the situation is that that's actually insulting the citizens of Bowie, and it's insulting the city council. We are not anti-business. We are anti-slipshod, strict development of our community and the destruction of our environment. Any developer who can't take, let me go on, any developer who can't take hard questions of the impact of his or her proposed development on the environment and the quality of life in Bowie doesn't belong in Bowie. So I don't work for a developer. Some people think more is better. Okay, I don't want to take more until it is better.
Mr. Ailshire hasn't had much chance. Let him have a shot.
Mr. Pageant is correct. Let's face it here. We have to be the watchdogs for everybody. We have to keep everybody honest. We look at South Bowie. I want to see a green area, but if we have to do something, let's do it right. Let's do it because the community has input into it. Let's maintain our environment. I mean, I don't want a Tyson's Corner around here. We don't want Crofton shops lining up Route 3 and 301. I mean, we're right. This is a bedroom community. People have to live here. People are shocked and appalled at the Amber Ridge situation up there. Are we going to drive up again and see developers sneaking in here and raking our land and next, there's no buffer for the citizens, and next thing you know, they're moving out? Pageant's right. Well, we are the watchdogs.
All right. Now, with respect to business, just one differentiation. Does anyone see a difference between development and business? Sometimes those people accused of being anti-business are really
small business
not against development, but really down on development. I think they're pro-business, but that's my opinion. Let's hear you, Bert.
city council with the good job they've done, and this watchdog business, those buffers and that have been done with the council that you're running to get on. Yeah. The important thing is about small business is we've got to understand that things, we could talk about the economy and blame a lot of problems, but 3 out of 4 jobs in this county the last year came from business, small business. 3 out of 5 in the country comes from small business. Can't we give them some consideration? And if there's any leadership role that this group can have to find out how these concerns can be held between citizens, and I don't like to separate it between our community of business people and citizens that are non-business people. I think it should be explored with this council, and they should have a leadership role.
We have 30 seconds before we have to cut.
I just want to say
Mr. Mayor, we'll
very
let you have it.
quickly, when I ran for mayor, one of my platforms was that we need to establish a Chamber of Commerce in the city of Bowie, and which I initiated, and with the help of some of the business people that are sitting here, and with the blessing of the council, we did. I would hardly think that we were anti-business if we established, initiated the Chamber of Commerce. And secondly, I would, okay, we got time, I'll come back to it later if I get a chance. Go ahead.
Gentlemen, I think we had a vibrant discussion during this past segment.
That's what Terry wanted,
We're going.
Mr. Padgett,
I think what happened was we turned
cue us. Who's going to cue us?
away from us.
We'll cue you. Back on?
All right. Al would like to take up some subjects with respect to the city charter and code revision and some kind of interesting things about changing the way the city operates. And so, Al, go ahead.
I'd rather start it a little bit before that and try to get an opinion from each one of you to comment, asking you to comment as to whether or not you favor term limitations for the mayor and members of the council. Richard Dahms.
Yes, I do favor term limitations. I believe term limitations is a concept whose time has come in America. I plan to make it my first act. A group of citizens will be contacting Ward 4 Councilman Gary Allen to second the motion, and it'll be my first act as mayor of the city of Bowie to limit the term of mayor to 3 two-year terms, and then I'm going to badger the rest of these people to follow suit.
You mean you're going to introduce
I'm going to introduce the
a
legislation.
charter amendment or whatever it requires to do that?
Legislation. And and in terms of the vote, if it is turned down by the council, I plan to hold a town meeting to gather the entire town.
Okay, that kind of sets the stage. Now,
Mayor Logue jokes about a town meeting. That's something that Mayor Logue hasn't done in 20 years.
what's the reaction to that from anyone here? Mayor Logue?
Yes, Mrs. Schutte suggested that we talk about things that the people are talking to us about, and I've knocked on, and I would conservatively say 1,000 doors. I have yet to have one person talk to me about term limitations. Terms limitations are normally for losers. They're for people who can't get elected and they're not willing to go out and work for it. At this level of government, I say no. At other levels of government, to me, what you want to change before you change the term limitations is their method of financing campaigns, because that's why people forever exist in those offices. We have it right here on our county council. But I will tell you that as far as I'm concerned, term limitations, all you're doing is taking the right of the voter to make a decision away, and I'm opposed to that.
Okay. Fred Robinson?
Well, I hearken back to a comment I heard from Newt Gingrich of all people, who said that term limitations is the worst possible thing that you could do short of what you have now. And I think that's true. I share Dick's concern about at the local level, because I think Bowie has taken great steps to eliminate the benefits of incumbency. But particularly at the county and state levels, I think term limitations are a thing that's here, that should be. But he's right. I've knocked on over 1,000 doors as an uncontested thing, and I haven't heard one person ask me about that. They're talking about schools and baseball.